More drama in Dolton. Credit card transactions amounting to thousands of dollars.
To see what it looks like to come out of controversy and to come out of all the hatred unscathed.
Did you catch the news about Tiffany Henyard's bankruptcy? She's currently requesting an incredible $10 million in donations. What's behind this bold request and how are people reacting? Let's analyze the story and see what's really going on. Tiffany Henyard, the former mayor of Dolton, Illinois, has become infamous for her alleged misuse of public funds, and her financial collapse appears almost tragically fair. So what exactly led Henyard to file for bankruptcy? Henyard's bankruptcy didn't come out of nowhere. This wasn't just a case of a bad business deal or a poor investment. Her financial collapse is rooted in a series of poor decisions and irresponsible spending habits that shocked her community. To understand why Tiffany filed for bankruptcy, we need to look at her financial decisions and personal choices over the years. It's not just about the bankruptcy itself, it's about the mismanagement that got her here. Tiffany Henyard's troubles really came to light in early 2024 when it was revealed she misused taxpayer money, which created an uproar in Dolton. Residents were angered to see their mayor living lavishly while they struggled to make ends meet. It felt like a betrayal to many in the community. Public records show that Henyard lived lavishly on taxpayer money, lavishing on everything from expensive security details to lavish journeys to Las Vegas. In one of the most powerful examples, she allegedly spent $88,000 on makeup and almost $200,000 on banners featuring her own image. These choices weren't just questionable, they were ridiculous, especially in a town like Dolton where many residents struggle with poverty. For someone like Tiffany Henyard, filing for bankruptcy is a big deal and often feels pretty embarrassing. It looks like this is the result of years of financial mistakes, especially her habit of treating public funds like her own personal cash stash. What makes this all the more troubling is that the village of Dolton has been long facing financial difficulties. Public services were already suffering, and things only got worse under Henyard's leadership. The local police department couldn't afford to maintain its fleet of vehicles, and the fire department had been operating without a proper contract for 5 years. Henyard, however, seemed to live in a world of her own, completely disconnected from the struggles of her constituents. Instead of working to fix the village's problems, she was racking up debts that she couldn't repay. When the news broke that Tiffany Henyard had been using taxpayer money for personal luxuries, the backlash was immediate and intense. Residents of Dolton, who were already facing financial struggles, were understandably furious. It wasn't just about the money. It felt like a betrayal of trust. Henyard was elected to serve her community, manage resources wisely, and ensure essential services like police and fire protection. Instead, she did the opposite, leaving the town in worse shape than ever. By the time her financial mismanagement came to light, it was clear that Dolton was in serious trouble with growing debts and crucial services at risk. And then came the $10 million question.
There have been increases in general administration spending in nearly every area.
Throughout history, many celebrities, business leaders, and politicians have filed for bankruptcy, often as a result of poor financial decisions or failed efforts. Henyard's financial problems didn't happen overnight. The warning signs were there for a long time. Unlike other high-profile bankruptcy cases where risks just didn't pay off, Tiffany Henyard's downfall seems tied to a sense of privilege. She acted as if she could live lavishly without any consequences. Her situation is a clear warning about what happens when public officials prioritize their own interests over their responsibilities to the people they're meant to serve. The signs of Henyard's financial trouble were there long before her bankruptcy filing. Creditors had been suing her and debts were increasing, but instead of addressing the problem, she kept spending carelessly. By the time she finally filed for bankruptcy, it was clear that her financial situation was out of control. Could she have avoided this if she had made better decisions along the way? Probably, but at this point, it's clear that her time as mayor will be remembered for all the wrong reasons. These are the questions that Dolton residents are now asking, and they're questions that Henyard will likely have to answer as the legal and financial fallout from her actions continues to unfold. And now that she's filed for bankruptcy, where does Henyard stand financially? Not in a good place, that's for sure. She still owes millions, and despite raising some money through her GoFundMe campaign, it's nowhere near enough to cover her debts. It's hard to say what her next move will be. Will she find a way to pay off what she owes, or will her financial troubles continue to grow? Only time will tell, but for now, the story of Henyard should serve as a warning to all those in positions of power. Henyard's bankruptcy is important not just for the financial impact, but also for what it reveals about her leadership. As the former mayor of a struggling village, she had a duty to manage Dolton's finances wisely and ensure essential services for residents. Instead, she misused public money for personal luxuries, leaving the town in worse shape than ever. Her actions have real consequences for the people of Dolton, many of whom now face the reality of living in a town that can't afford to pay its bills or provide basic services. The broader consequences of Henyard's bankruptcy bring up serious concerns about public people's money management and knowledge of finances. How can someone in a position of power and responsibility fall into such financial ruin? Henyard's downfall was in many ways a result of her own choices that left her community struggling while she lived in luxury. So, do you think bankruptcy was the right move for her? Will the public figure really recover from something like this, or has she crossed a line that can't be undone? Only time will tell. A common mistake for many public figures is living beyond their means, often using loans and credit to support an unstable way of living. In Tiffany Henyard's case, she seemed to get used to living large at the expense of others without really thinking about the long-term consequences of her choices. As Henyard's legal battles continue, attention will turn to her legal team. In high-profile bankruptcy cases like this, lawyers are crucial for managing the situation, protecting assets, and minimizing damage to reputation. For Henyard, her lawyers will have a tough job ahead, handling a complex mix of cases, debt, and public anger. It's uncertain if they can help her get through this crisis with any part of her old life unchanged, but it's clear that the challenges ahead are significant. Tiffany Henyard's situation raises important questions about responsibility and trust. Will her plea for help attract supporters? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest updates going forward. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll see you guys next time.